Okay, here are the tunes. You have a great show.
Thank you. Oh,
To be patient.
Strange sights and hear strange sounds, but you will not believe. This is the New England Ghost Project. Welcome to the nightmare.
well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Ghost Chronicles International. I am Ron Kolick, your host, the gatekeeper around the unknown, the unexplained, and the unbelievable. New England's own Van Helsing. And with me, my co-host, the amazing Steve Parsons.
Good afternoon.
It's not afternoon there. It's later than it is here.
I know, but I was being nice to you. Recognition of all of our American audience.
Well, that would be the American audience in the West Coast, I guess.
Yeah. Well, no, it'd be good morning there.
No, it's 6 o'clock here, so 3 hours would make it in the afternoon, 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Would it? Oh, okay. All right. Good afternoon, Hawaii.
Well, not really, because that would make it morning in Hawaii.
Would it?
Yeah.
What about the Aleutians?
Can we go back the other way? Let's try going to east. Anyway, welcome back.
Hello, Beijing.
Yeah. Anyways, numbers are interesting, right?
If you say so.
You don't think so? I thought you being, you with your
No,
PhD in measuring or whatever.
No, I struggle with numbers.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I thought that was like the purest form of communication.
Well, I don't communicate. I struggle with communication as well.
Yeah, I do too, but that's besides the point.
No, I mean, legitimately, I struggle with numbers.
Oh, really? Huh. Interesting.
I have a version of what did they call it?
HDPQ or something.
Yeah, no, dyscalculia.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, dyslexia. Why not dyscalculia?
Yeah, it's the number version of dyslexia. I can't read properly. Continuous strings of them. I can do them in groups of 4.
Yeah, how could you get a degree in measuring?
Which break every 4th letter number. Always a workaround.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought that
no calculations in physics. Well, there's not many calculations in physics. It's all simple maths.
Anyway,
mathematics.
Nobody does math anymore, anyways, right?
Just to annoy Americans. It's mathematics.
Yeah, if you say so.
Maths.
If you
do the maths.
Do your math. Anyway, it's not maths. It's math. Maths.
It's math.
Do math. Math.
No. What's math good for? What do you do in school? You don't do mathematic. You do mathematics.
You do mathematics.
Yeah, so it's maths.
Yeah. No, it's math. Whatever.
That's called English for a reason.
Who gives a rat's ass? Anyways, isn't that one of the things they put on the ship they sent into space that's still going out there and it's leaving our solar system?
What, rats?
No, math. Wasn't that like that? Because it's the purest form of. I thought that was like the purest form of communication.
I can't remember what they put in Voyager. There was a gold disc on the side of it.
Yeah, they had the Earth, they had a man, they had a woman, which now
only
is politically incorrect, but that's the way it goes.
And only played 78.
Yeah. But
been there a while, folks. It's been out there a while.
And it's still going.
Yeah.
They don't make them like they used to, do they?
Nope. Can't kill it.
On an 8-track, by the way.
Do you remember the Star Trek episode where they ran across Vija,
Yes, the original Star Trek movie.
the strange alien entity that actually turned out to be the Voyager 1?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
That was the Star Trek movie, the original movie, the first movie they did, which a lot of people didn't like. I thought it was all right. It didn't
Oh,
bother
it's
me.
quite clever. Vija. That's
Anyway,
presumably the needle skipped at the point when they were asking it its name.
there was no needle. It's an 8-track.
No, there was a gold record.
Little disc, but it's
Yeah.
8-track. All the data is on 8-track.
My name's on that.
I'm sure it is.
No, it is because our school sent in. We were asked by NASA. We were invited to submit a
Of course you were. Some
No, we weren't.
stupid school in the UK.
100 schools in 100 schools in the UK were
And
included.
none in America. Yeah, okay.
No, there was a bunch in America as well, and in other European countries. All the
Mhm.
countries that contributed to Vija,
Yeah.
the school kids were included.
Okay. It's like Big Mouth Modi Boat or something, whatever the hell that is.
So, I'm a blip of data on the side of the Voyager 1.
I'm sure you are.
I've got a bit of paper somewhere from NASA that said so when I was at school.
Okay,
Was-
let's see it.
When I was at primary school.
No, post it on our page. Then everybody can know.
I've got to find it. I haven't seen it. Oh, I know it's in a file, but
Yeah, someplace.
no, not someplace. I know exactly where the file is as well, but I'm not going up into the attic to dig for it.
Oh, well, be that way.
Not today.
You're the one who brought it up, not me.
Sorry. Well, you keep saying you've got to do hickey on the moon.
I do, and I actually showed you, and I actually put the thing on my Facebook page because, yeah, I got my security clearance and everything. Yes. Where is that damn thing? It's right here somewhere.
That wooden doohickey screwed to the side, screwed to the inside of Apollo 11.
No. I worked in the chem lab. So I was, that's unglamorous.
They wouldn't let me near the guidance system.
Well, actually, I contribute to all parts of the thing because
That's why
that was
man
my
never went to the moon.
anyway.
You missed.
So a lot of things that are really, yeah, I know. It just keeps saying, I don't know. People still believe that. Actually, I think more people believe it now than 10 years ago, which is
Well, the thing is it the Japanese? Oh, sorry, no. The Japanese satellite took a picture of the bottom half of Apollo 11.
the lunar lander.
Yeah, a very high resolution photograph of it. You can see footprints. So it's unequivocal. They did go to
You see the buggy?
Yes, there's a picture of the buggy, but that was a different Apollo. That was 14, was it?
Yeah, one of the later ones.
15?
They find the golf ball?
I don't know. But on the Apollo 11, you can see on the Apollo 11 photographs. You can download it from NASA.
Yeah.
Not NASA. Was it the Indian Space Agency or the Chinese? Anyway, one of them put a very high resolution photograph of the lunar lander, or two of them actually. One's Apollo 11, one might be 15.
Most people don't know that, but you can get some absolutely amazing footage from the Library of Congress because all this stuff is stored. And I remember, oh God, when I was first married and everything else, probably before I was married, I used to get stuff from them all the time. Hardcover books of like pictures from Mars probe and different ones, and including the moon one. But you could get all these actual shots that were taken at the studio on. Oops, did I say that? But yeah, you could. I mean, the Library of Congress has a vast quantity of things that is available to the public. If they go search for them, they can get copies of them, which is pretty cool, actually.
As a kid, I remember we used to go to our museum in Liverpool. They had a big planetarium.
Oh, I love those.
They used to sell. I mean, I don't think it was the original, but they used to sell 35 millimeter slides taken by NASA.
Yeah.
So you could put them into your slide projector, and they were
Mhm.
sold as original NASA slides.
So there's so many cool things you can get a hold of and stuff. And, you know, I don't know. Space is such a thing. You know, the whole big thing now is UFOs are so popular. The latest coming out now is America wants Greenland because it's has a alien base there, and yeah, or a wrecked alien craft on there, and that's why they want it. So people just let their minds go or watch too many science fiction things on some of these
Oh, there
things.
we go. I was actually right, and wrong, and right.
Okay.
The Indian Chandrayaan-2 orbiter captured high-resolution images of the Apollo 11 lunar module Eagle descent stage in April 2021. Clearly showed the lander and its shadow. They were released in 2021 in September. The South Korean, the Danuri lunar probe, imaged both Apollo 11 and the Apollo 17 landing sites, showing the landing vehicle. The Japanese Selene Kaguya mission.
Easy for you to say.
And China's Chang'e 2 orbiter in 2010 took pictures of the Apollo landings, of several Apollo landing sites, showing images of the NASA lander.
Yet people still not believe.
Well, I'm sure if I mean, China's not exactly anybody's like best friend,
Right, and they have
and I think if and they've got no you know,
skin in the game.
yeah.
To
So I
prove
think
us right. Yeah.
if they went to the Sea of Tranquility and found nothing there, I think they would have made world headlines with that.
Mhm.
But what they did instead was release pictures of the Apollo 11 lander.
There you go. But I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you know, I listened to some of those podcasts on PowerX, and some of the people on there, they're like, you know, this guy here is
You're the CEO.
what's that?
You've got to be careful here.
But you know, they'll have you know a NASA scientist, former NASA scientist on there is they'll tell you that about aliens aircraft and then we had this other guy on it. It's the secret. They have the secret space program. Every one of their departments, the Department of Defense, Department, they each have their own space programs that are thing, and NASA is just like our show when it's you know, see, this is what we're doing, but it's really everything behind the scenes. You listen to some of this stuff and it's really deep. Some of the people sound very reputable. I have to say that, but I don't know. It's like I said, they had this guy on there, and he's saying how he's, you know, he knew this famous scientist that worked on the thing had clearance on top of clearance, and he was abducted by aliens, and it talks all about that. And it's like, wow, look at this thing. And then this other guy, I mean, the other one, channeling history, they channeled the I can never say that the pass in Russia, the Dayton.
Oh yeah, the yes, I know the one you mean.
Yeah. So, and he's saying that they were killed.
Dyatlov.
What was it?
Is it the Dyatlov Pass or something?
I would say that better than you. I mean, you say that better than I do. But yes, and he was saying that aliens killed those people. That they were with the to abduct them, and for some reason their stimulus didn't keep them sedated, so they're the ones that cut themselves out of the tents and ran away, and they had to kill them all, and yada yada yada. I mean, there's so much crazy stuff out there.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
yet
it's
they
not-
make you think though, because they always give you enough to make it say, you know, that's kind of probable, you know.
if you're gonna sell somebody a lie, then
Yep.
wrap it in the truth.
That's a good, yeah, I've heard that, and that's a very good truth, actually.
And yeah, I mean, it doesn't just extend there. I mean, occultism is full of, you know, and bookshelves in Barnes and Noble. You can buy books, you know, with ancient occult secrets.
Yeah.
Not known to anyone well, how did these ancient masters? How do you find out? You're a housewife in, you're a housewife in Seattle.
Yeah.
Why are they telling you?
And and each one of these modalities, they make it sound so interesting. Like that would be. It sounds so good that you want it to be true. So people
Yeah,
will.
I mean, in the ASAP training course, we talk about critical thinking. There's a whole module about critical thinking, and the module actually says, the first thing is think about who gains from this information, from this revelation. Well, in most cases, it's an ego thing, isn't it? The person writing the book, the person who is looked up to and lauded and put on a pedestal for having this secret knowledge, and they get invited to conferences and they've flown all over North America
Oh, true. Yeah.
presenting their nonsense to gullible people. And it's a good lifestyle.
Yeah.
We don't get invited to conferences often to present stuff to
And
gullible.
they give you, like I said, they give you some either they like you said, wrapped in the truth. They give you enough truth, things that sounds probable, or they make it so interesting that you almost want it to be true, so you kind of go that route. That you
Well, I
kind
mean
of
that plays into our basic wanting something better than what we've got idea.
oh yeah, the grass is greener in the other
Yeah.
guys. Yeah.
This idea that maybe life isn't death isn't a finality. Maybe we do go to a better place. Maybe there's someone better than Donald J. Maybe the aliens will come and save us all from ice. I don't know, but people have these sort of hopes and expectations. They don't want to face reality. The reality is actually we're pretty damn good as we are.
Mhm.
We built pyramids and big cathedrals in the Middle Ages, and
Those are aliens. We know that. Everybody knows that.
and we figured out space flight, and we figured out how to make nuclear reactors and all these cool things and engineering stuff. I mean, just look at some of the engineering feats that we've achieved.
Oh yeah, they're amazing, actually.
Steam engines and machines that can build machines and cut to thousandths of an inch tolerance. It's not, you don't need aliens to do all that. We're good. Human beings are actually
Pretty
good
damn
people.
good.
Yeah, we're pretty damn good. We don't need aliens to help us.
Mhm.
And death might be final, but shit, we'll never wake up and find out.
Or maybe we will. But I don't know. It's so interesting though, and I understand why people just go for it because it's just
Yeah,
so
because
intriguing.
their lives are dull.
Probably.
I think this idea that we just want something better.
Yep. Yeah, I agree with you. The other thing too is they always talk about sacred.
Conference.
What's that?
And the other thing is they want to get invited to a conference.
Boy, you really got this thing on conferences tonight.
And have a book signing and all that sort of crap.
What's his name doing?
Don't go there.
Okay.
We'll fall out. It will be published.
I'm sure it will. But
either he'll publish it or I'll publish. Either we'll publish it or I'll publish it.
yeah.
I don't mean me like self-publish. I mean,
Yeah,
I'll write his off.
Yeah, I mean I don't know. It's just it's so intriguing about everything that's out there. And now the big
thing in terms of human beings, because all of this and ghosts too are people who it gives us an insight into our human psyche, frailties, vulnerabilities, desires, a whole raft of humanness. I think, you know, that's part of the fascination. That's why I used to want to see a ghost. I'd still love to, but
Mhm.
now it's become more than that. I'm fascinated by studying people and why they see ghosts and what their expectations are.
Isn't it because I don't think it would ever really can prove a ghost, what a ghost, you know, what we really saw, but what.
Heck yeah, you're only 18 once.
Yeah. Anyway, I mean, I've seen what I would call 3 apparitions in my life. Okay. No, I know what I saw, as the famous word goes,
Oh,
as the famous word goes, but what did I really see is the question. You know what I mean? It's just, yeah, I saw that. I will
so that's
swear that.
easy. That question is easy to answer.
What?
You saw what you saw. What you saw was real for you.
Yeah, I think that's what it gets down to, really, and the whole thing.
You know, we can be certain of. What we can't be certain of
What it was.
is what it was, or whether it was internally
All right.
generated or
Yeah.
external.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where the unknowns lie. But the fact that you saw 3 apparitions is unquestionably fact.
And and the you know, I know you've had uh things that you really can't
Yep.
explain, but other than experience those, what have they really proved?
Nothing. Nothing at
Exactly.
all. Absolutely diddly squat.
Mm.
But they gave me an insight into the reality of the experiences.
True.
You know, so I gained a better understanding of other people's experiences by having my own experiences. And I also gained an understanding of the way those experiences were subsequently interpreted.
But that's, I mean, because I
And that's
guess,
helpful if you're an investigator.
yes. But I mean, it's got to the point now that every paranormal investigator has proof that ghosts exist. Some will tell you the whole story. They use a medium or something, and then they tell you, or they use a box, and they tell you a whole story. And yet, I look at my experiences, and I think my experiences are more compelling than theirs. But I can't tell you this whole story or narrative of what I saw or witnessed or experienced. But yet they're
Well,
willing to jump right in and tell you this whole story.
well, for one, you are much more inclined to give greater credibility to your own experiences
True, true,
because you had them.
true.
But another investigator hearing your experiences could and would probably, if they are critically thinking, point out all of the issues as you would to when upon hearing somebody else's experience.
Which is part of
There's,
critical thinking that
there's
we have.
kind of an apocryphal saying, there always is. What's the difference between major surgery and minor surgery?
And
Everybody else has minor surgery.
fair enough.
You know, I mean that saying's been around forever.
Yeah.
But it does illustrate the problem because and it does also illustrate why people say, I know what I saw, I know what I heard, because that experience to them was an actuality.
True. I don't know. It's just the more I do this, the more questions I end up having.
Yeah. And that's part of the joy, but also part of the frustration.
Yeah. but it's intriguing. I wouldn't change it for anything.
Would you like to know if ghosts are real?
Oh, sure. Why not?
Would you like to know what they are?
What do you mean? Oh, yeah, I know what you mean by what they are. Yeah, right. Are
I
they
mean,
disembodied souls, or what are they? Yeah.
yeah. I mean, which direction would you like them to be most in?
Yeah.
Wh-
I
which-
can't. I can't even answer that really.
Well, I can. I mean, I would like ghosts to be a reality and
Yep.
an example of survival of death,
Mm-hmm.
because that would be a fantastic outcome, to know that we do survive death.
Fair enough.
You know, for me, death being final, it's the ultimate, you know, slap in the face, because I will never find out when we get, if we get to Mars. I will never see my great grandchildren. You know, there's so many things I want to know the answers to that I will never ever find out, and that would be, you know, to even contemplate that would be, you know, pretty horrible, because I am, like you, an eternally curious person. Mankind is a species who is eternally curious. And so the frustration of not knowing what's going to happen is almost too terrifying to contemplate for some people. And that's why you get those common questions. You know, when people visit a medium, one of the most commonly asked questions is, is my loved one all right on the other side?
That's fair enough. Yeah.
It's very deep, isn't it? It's not like being in a pub, this.
No, but the thing is, though, is that we really looking for answers, but do we really want answers? I guess is the question.
Well, yes, I do. I wouldn't be looking if I didn't want the answer.
But could we accept them? Is the question.
Coming back after the break, I don't think that we should have the answers.
That's
And I'll
like,
explain why when we come back after the break.
yeah, it's still have a couple of minutes, but it's like aliens. You know, most people will say that aliens would, basically destroy the psychics of the world and all this stuff. But would it really? Anyway, we're going to take a break. So you're listening to Ghost Chronicles International, the Deep Thought Edition, with Steve Parsons and Ron Kolick right here on TogiNet Radio, brought to you by Circles of Wisdom, 386 Merrimack Street, Methuen, Massachusetts. The Gallant Messier Family Law Group, 50 High Street, North Andover, Massachusetts. Our very good friends on Ghost Chronicles Radio on Patreon. And we thank you very much for your support of this show and our other shows. And we'll be right back after the following messages right here on TogiNet Radio with more deep thoughts on the matter.
Heck yeah.
Do you have a paranormal event, book, or something else you want people to know about? Then why not advertise it on Ghost Chronicles Radio? With over 150,000 downloads a month, get your message out to an audience that's interested in the subject. We have a plan at a cost that fits your needs. For more information, contact Ron Kolick at anyghostproject@comcast.net or call 978-455-6678.
Located in Illinois, there lies a sleepy little town where nothing is a common occurrence.
You going to that party in town tonight?
Heck yeah! I only turned 18 once.
That is until the night of celebration.
Where the hell is she? Oh no. No, 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 Jessica!
What's happening?
From the creators of Shadowhunters, Bite Me, comes a tale of primal terror and grindcore mayhem. Shadowhunters, kill, Jessica, kill!
Are you reading me? Come in. Hello? Greetings from the Shadow, and welcome to Shadowzine. My name is Jeff Belanger. I'm an author, podcaster, and explorer of the unexplained. For 30 years, I've been investigating the paranormal, UFOs, monsters, and things that bump in the night. Lately, you may have noticed how major TV networks and even social media networks have been pushing our favorite subject back into the shadows. I say good. That's why I launched Shadowzine, a monthly underground publication that covers your favorite topics in depth by some of the leading writers and researchers out there. If you're looking for 30-second TikTok clips, go somewhere else. If you're ready for a deeper dive, put down your phone and pick up Shadowzine. You can't find it in stores. This is old school print. Head to shadowzine.com and be part of the underground revolution. That's shadowzine.com, and I'll see you in the shadow.
And welcome back to the second half of the first half of tonight's 2 hours of Ghost Chronicles Mayhem. This is the international one, where tonight we're doing some seriously deep thinking.
Or are we? Sounds like it. Yeah, it's what you were saying just before the break about finding information. Do we really?
Yeah,
want to know?
I was going to respond to the question. Should we have the answers?
Yeah.
And I would say it would probably be a pretty bad thing if we knew that death wasn't final, for sure. Or
Pretty
even
bad thing.
if we knew the answer one way or the other,
Mhm.
I don't think it would be good for mankind. Because it would seriously adversely affect religion, for
I don't
example.
think so. That's
I
the
do.
interesting part.
I do, because religion is based upon an afterlife. All of the religions are based on an afterlife.
Yes.
So if we found out that there wasn't one, that pretty much stuffs us.
I see. Yeah,
And
right.
religion is the core. Let's be honest. The Christian religion is the core of the United States Constitution.
Oh, not anymore. They kind of like.
No, it is. It is. And it is for us here in the UK too. And for countries that are non-Christian, a belief in the afterlife, for example, Islam, you're promised, virgins and
Hell yeah.
all sorts of other status. And it would have a seriously adverse effect on society.
Mhm.
So I think it's generally a very bad thing if we ever found out the answer.
Okay. Fair enough. If it was final or not. That's
Well,
the
you
thing.
wouldn't be able to say in God wet rust.
It's the one thing I find interesting in that, as I get towards the end of my life, is that
or maybe not.
I think that if it wasn't for Jan, I could care less, I guess, is what I'm really saying. If my time, if I don't have that, whether, how can I even say this? Like, I mean, I, I, whether I, if it's time for me to go, it's time for me to go. I just kind of accept that and let that, and that's it. It's like when I go in for an operation. When I go in for an operation, I know that two things are going to happen. I'm either going to come out of it or I'm not going to come out of it. So I don't worry about it. So, it's all
Yeah,
there.
I mean, que sera, sera. Whatever what will be.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
I
that's the way I feel.
and that's healthy because we can't change the reality of what's going to happen. We might be able to influence it a little if we take medication or we have surgery or we don't have surgery or but ultimately que sera, sera.
Yeah. I mean, that's one thing that, I just not concerned about.
Well, I mean, as I said, that's healthy because why worry about things that you can't you can't do anything about?
Yeah. And that's it.
You know, I mean,
Maybe it makes my life easier. You know what I mean? That,
I mean, I know there are people who won't go out because they are so worried about things that may happen to them, and they spend their entire life worrying about things that could go wrong. They then develop psychological disorders from worrying.
yeah.
And their whole life becomes a misery of worry and anxiety,
Mhm.
and that's not healthy. It just can't be healthy, can it? To lock yourself away from the world, worrying about what might happen,
Isn't
rather
that
than
kind of like
dealing with what
a
does happen.
person with germophobia?
Yeah, or OCD, or these poor individuals worry endlessly about the things that they can't really do very much
Not
about.
really control. Exactly. You know,
um, it consumes them, and
it,
then their whole living existence becomes a living hell.
right. You look at the current situation in politics, and that's exactly, all the people get all upset because their side lost or their side won,
Yeah.
and
Then they stand on street corners and throw
and yet
rocks at each
they
other
can't
and
do
call
anything
names.
about it. I mean, this is the system,
Not
the
really.
thing.
They can't.
They
You know,
can't. So you accept it, you live through it, and in 4 years or whatever it is, you get enough people that are interested in it to change it, and that's the way it is. So you get rid of them. I mean, but they don't though. They can't accept things the way they are, that they have no control of. That's the
and
problem. They think
and
they
this
have
is
control, but they
and
don't.
this is a new phenomenon. There have always been political dissenters,
Yeah.
but what they did was they bandied together and they changed the system by democratic means. They didn't stand on the street corner or outside government buildings throwing rocks at one another and calling each other names.
Mhm.
That's not going to change anything.
No.
Or cancelling speakers because they don't agree with them, or demanding people be thrown out of work for having a different point of view than theirs.
You know,
That
yeah.
again, that's not healthy.
You and I think we kind of agree on this. I think we both agree on this, in that we're willing to listen to other people,
Of
uh,
course.
but doesn't mean that we're going to change. But it also doesn't mean that we're not either. And we have changed through our lives when we've learned new things.
If I think it's important for every human being, to listen to the views and opinions of other people, even if you start out by vehemently, strongly disagreeing, even if you end up still strongly disagreeing, you at least have a more informed purview.
Yeah.
And that's a healthy way of approaching the world.
Isn't that the way you like you want your point of view challenged?
Yeah.
It only makes it stronger. If they can't give valid arguments why it isn't.
Yeah, give me valid reasons. Show me the evidence. Show me the data. Don't make stuff up. I'm more than happy to sit down and listen to what you've got to say, but you have to sit down and listen to what I've got to say. And we may never agree, but we will respect one another and respect one another's difference of view.
Yeah.
Has to be the healthy way forward.
I agree.
You know, yelling and shouting and throwing things at one another and parading up and down with flags and banners and calling each other,
blocking off traffic that quite frankly had nothing to do with what you're trying to do anyways.
Or preventing people from speaking to the public just because you don't agree with them. That's not how you change things. You change things by persuasion, by argument, by discussion. Now that's important to me as a paranormal investigator, because I listen to lots of different opinions that, often may start somewhat differently than mine, very differently sometimes. But there have been occasions, and I think it's important to acknowledge that I have changed my mind based upon, fresh evidence presented to me in a way that is challenging and compelling and supported. And that's healthy. And I'm more than willing to change my opinion when I'm presented with fact, not opinion, not belief, or some rhetoric or nonsense.
Yeah, you want something that you is tangible. You can.
And I'll be honest, politicians are the worst people for lying to the public.
God, do they ever? Yeah.
They don't lie directly, but they don't tell the truth most of the time. They tell you what they think you want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
And they do seem to get a kick out of telling you what to do or what's good for you. Coffee, don't drink coffee, don't eat eggs. Drink coffee, eat eggs. Don't do this. Oh no, do that. Don't have more than 10 bullets in a magazine. Oh, everything is so contradictory, and that's what causes all the uncertainty.
Right.
Because each side will play to their audience. And I think exactly the same in the paranormal community. There are people who believe the world is flat, and there are people who will sell them that dream. There are people who believe that we never went to the moon, and there are people who will sell them the dream that we didn't go to the moon. There are people that say we survived death, and there are people who will sell them the dream that they can communicate with their deceased ancestors and relatives. It's the way we are, but it's not a healthy way to be.
Agreed. Anyway, so we've come up with a lot of stuff today. I mean, a lot of thinking stuff, I guess you would say it.
Yeah.
But
we're going to get a lot of complaints.
I know we will. I know. This one is very controversial. But I think that, we just want people to think. I think, think for yourselves. Don't follow the herd mentality. If you don't believe something, then say, okay, I don't believe it.
It's a mantra. I absolutely subscribe to. On occasions, people ask me to sign a book, and I always put the same thing: question everything, even the contents of this book.
Do you really? That's a good one.
Yeah. Because you have to.
I always find that truth is stranger than fiction.
Well, I do question everything.
Yeah, well, that's good. No, we each have our own tagline. That's a good thing.
It's and it's something I genuinely believe in. Just because I've been on television, just because I've been around the ghost hunting block a while, doesn't necessarily mean you should just take blindly everything I say. Check it out for yourself. You'll find out I am telling the truth, but check it out for yourself. I might not. Anyway, I'll go on.
No, that's good. But
buy a copy of the book and find out. Ghostology. It's available on Amazon. Ghostology: The Art of the Ghost Hunter.
It is, and it's a very good book. It has lots of you to.
It may not be the best ghost hunting guidance book in the world, but it's certainly in the top one.
Is that unsolicited testimony? No, I listen to other podcasts, and your name does come up, and you're well respected in the serious paranormal community.
Well, that's reassuring to hear.
Yeah,
but it's also frustrating because it isn't that difficult to be good at what I do. We had this discussion many years ago when you first started calling me the gold standard.
Wait a minute. No, the Wall Street Journal.
Sorry. You, on the show, you started to echo Wall Street Journal that first called me, and I said it's a little frustrating to me to be recognized as the gold standard in ghost hunting, because what I do is actually really, really simple, but it says a lot about the ghost hunting community that I am considered to be the gold standard for just doing simple, basic stuff that anybody else could do should they want to.
Fair enough.
It's like you too can be the gold standard, because it's not hard to be the gold standard in a pond that's so shallow.
But anyway, we've certainly touched on a lot of things today. Some of it
We're going to get complaints.
We are definitely going to get complaints. But
address your complaints to Para X Radio. Care of.
Yeah, thank you.
Merrimack Street.
Now, Roy would like to hear from you. He's
North Andover.
No, Roy would love to hear from you because he's lonely. Yeah, send all hate mail to Roy at TojiNet, and he would just love to hear from you.
I'm sure Roy's got plenty to deal with without us burdening him ever so much.
Anyway, yeah. All right, so I had brought about what time is it? Oh, we're running down to us again. I look at this whole thing. There was this what made me think about it, and I was going to go into tonight's episode on it, but we got kind of went in a different direction. There was a bunch of Buddhist monks that walked from Texas to Washington D.C., about 2,000 miles, for peace, because that's what Buddhist monks do. That's their thing. So power to them. But anyway, they did it in 180 days. And 108 days is a sacred number in Buddhism. And I just started thinking, numbers in just about every religion are sacred.
Yeah. They are in Judaism, Christianity. I don't know about Islam, but the Abrahamic religions certainly. And it's not just that they are extremely powerful in occultism.
Yeah.
Which is fundamentally Christian.
Why do we have this fascination with numbers?
Because they do cool things, as a mathematician will tell you.
Do they really do cool things, or do we just
You can
hijack them?
No, well, we made a lot of our discoveries by, you think that our
You're
understanding,
talking about mathematics, right?
yeah, well, our understanding of the world around us really comes from mathematical modeling that
Yes.
gives us an idea of where to look and how to look at things, like gravity. I mean, nobody knows what the heck it is,
True.
but mathematicians have allowed us to know what it does.
And that's, and we hear so many times in the news about they found another planet here and they found another planet there, and
We
there's
seek them here, we seek them there.
and in reality, it's not like we went to these planets. They're all mathematical models that
Yep.
because certain things react a certain way,
Yeah.
mathematically, then there must be something there to cause that. And what that was is a planet. So
Yeah, and that also equates to multiverse theory. Scientists, physicists now say, "Oh, of course there are 11 dimensions." I think currently. Well,
keep adding them. I can't tell anymore.
well, we can't discern them ever. It's not within our ability ever. But mathematically, we can model our universe in a way that they must be there. And was it about 20 years ago they were saying that they gave something called dark matter because they didn't know what it was. They couldn't find it, but it must have mathematically it must have been there. And so they called this matter dark matter. They knew it, mathematically modeled it, and it's the only way to make the numbers add up, Jim. And a couple of years ago they actually found it.
Yeah.
It was there all along, but the mathematicians had predicted it with their models and their calculations and their numbers. But, at a much more basic level, you've got numerology and you've got people who think that the Chinese in particular will pay a great deal of money to have particular numbers or sequences of numbers on their car license plates.
Yeah.
Because they are considered lucky. We
Exactly.
consider the
Even in
number
this country,
13.
we have lucky numbers.
Well, we have the number 13, don't we? I mean, there are hotels built that don't have a floor 13.
And yet people like me find the number 13 lucky.
Yep.
I
So,
have all my hockey uniforms were 13.
well, I mean, it illustrates the power of numbers and numerology. And there are an incalculable number of books at Barnes and Noble on the shelves written about numerology and the power of numbers, the occult significance of them, the religious significance of them, the way in which the numbers can influence people's lives and the way they interact with one another. Now, obviously, a lot of that is people selling the idea to believers.
Right.
In much
how
the
we
same
started
way.
this whole thing about
Yeah,
why
in
there's
much
so
the
many.
same
Yeah.
way as people selling the idea of the flat Earth and Apollo 11. Wherever people have a belief, there will always be someone there to reinforce and to sell them that belief, to profit by it at the most base level. In most walks of life, they would be called politicians. Who will lie, cheat, and inveigle their way into, well, just about anything to cling to power, really.
True.
Anyway, we're at the end of the show, thank God.
Why, you didn't enjoy this?
I did. I found it a very probably
Refreshing.
one of my favorite episodes. Actually, we're going to get hate mail though.
Oh, we are going to get lots.
We
of
might get cancelled. They might be parading outside with
that we can't.
I reckon there'll be parading outside the Love Shack with banners tomorrow.
Probably.
Yeah, stopping the traffic.
Could be.
Anyway, who was the show brought to them by?
Yes, you've been listening to Ghost
Who's our sponsors
Chronicles.
as well?
Yeah, we'll probably lose them, but that's, yeah. Anyways, we're
We can
brought
get
to you-
another one.
What's that?
We can get another one.
Yeah, anyways. Well, thanks for joining us. And, you know, the opinions expressed by those on the show were strictly those of Steve and I, and not our sponsors and anybody else that makes any sense other than us. So tune in next week when we'll have well, something different, I think, next week.
We've
And,
never had two shows the same, have we?
No two shows have ever been the same. I don't know if that's good or bad, but but
It proves one thing: we ain't scripted.
oh hell no. Anyway, I had a laugh that there's a program now you can get to produce your show. Basically, it gives you all the questions to ask, all bullet points, and everything else to talk about,
Oh,
and everything
That
else.
must be the one that Coast to Coast AM use.
Yeah. Well, we got to go. So anyway, stay tuned for Ghost Chronicles Book of Shadows, where you talk to the Ghost Sisters.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Or should that be ooh?
Yeah. Good night, everyone. God bless.
Good
Stay
night.
safe.
Good night. Stop fighting.
The Peace Edition.
Deep thinking.
Well, John said it was a good show.
Thanks, John.
From ghoulies to ghosties, long-leggedy beasties,